appreciate y'all. All the SGs in the house. Y'all keep flossing with this thing. Oh, we got a fantastic show today. Yeah. Come on, the grind for your mind. You can still drink your coffee. Yeah, nothing wrong with that, right? Sip the truth. I see you. One of the first person that's in here. Shout out to all of the Texas natives, Mississippi natives. Come on, turn me up. Hey. We rockin', let's go. I'm still setting this thing up. Shout out to everybody that support via Cash App. Shout out to all of the people that paid via PayPal. Oh, the content is free, $99 for your mind. Hey, come on. Tell your mama, tell your uncle, tell your cousin. Tune in to the nation. We rockin', baby. Hey. Come on. Go grab you that glass or that thing. You already know. Get your libations ready. Shout out to Freddie. Come on. A prize fighter. Even when he's down, he continue to swing those blows. Come on. And let's see. Come on. Let's see. Come on. Who? Come on. Hey. Really appreciate y'all. Hey. Shout out to you, Charles. Ed, I see you, fam. Jay Bursek. What's good, Cedric? Really appreciate each and every last one of you all for tuning in. My name is Law Nation. I will be your host for today. It's one thing, and it's one thing, and it's one thing. They say love's a sin, love's a crime. Love is when you have grief, you ask God for a sign. But baby, my love run deeper than the sea. Keep the picture. My love is going to get you. Shout out to you, young Wilson. I see you over there. Aloha. Speaking of that, young Wilson, I will be in Hawaii, I believe, November the 9th through the 17th-ish, around that time frame. So hit me up. Let me know which island you on, and we'll link up from there, young Wilson. It's supposed to be at one of these resorts, the military one. I will be at the military resort with family and friends, and of course we'll break free, and I would love to meet up with you, man, and we would let this cowboy family all the way from Hawaii be a part of this mix, man. Appreciate you, Italy. Joe, I see you, man. I really appreciate you tremendously on everything. And if anybody else outside of young Wilson is in the quote-unquote Hawaii area, let me know, and we can parlay and have a good time. And it'll be my first time over there on that particular island. Appreciate you, man. Let's see what you got over here. Let me just give a shout out to the first person that's in the chat, man, because I always love that. Sip the truth, man. I really appreciate you. That let me know that you part of the notification gang, right? You gang, you swole over there, baby. Texas bread. Shout out to you, Jackson Point 3. Italian, the Stallion Cowboy. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for jumping in as well. I got a lot of people that's here, man. I really appreciate you all. Can somebody please reach out to this gentleman here, Ernest Jameson? He won the giveaway, and I would like to get your contact information so we can send the items off to you. I'm gonna let it sit for a week or what have you, And by a week, if you don't reach back out to me, we're going to have to do the drawing again. And that's for all of the people that donated via the stars that's on the Facebook panel. I really appreciate you guys. So when you donate to the stars or whatever you give far as the star, it can be 1 star. You don't have to be 1,000 stars, 1,000,000 stars, however that thing works. It don't have to be that amount of stars, just 1, and your name goes into the kitty, basically. And we'll do the drawing, and everything is live. Everything is live, so I won't be cherry picking and say, okay, I'm only going to give to that. And then also I will be doing a drawing for the YouTube side. You see, this is how I'm working. We're both sides of the table, baby. Both sides of the coin. And then in the future, we'll be doing Instagram giveaways, right? And Twitter and Twitch, MySpace, and Black Planet. We everywhere, baby. Starboy C. Payne, appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. I see you, Jay Versick, man. Let me put this thing up here so everybody can see, man. Thank you for the donations, your love, and adulations for the nation. Yeah. I just love how this thing kick in. Watch how it kick in. Hey, it's impossible. It's very impossible to sit still, right? When you got this bumping in your ear, it just get me riled up, huh? Got me with the full clip, huh? All right. So the topic of the hour, or the you guys see in the title in there, and my thing is, I always like to open up our minds to different topics, right? Is taking blank at pick 10 insanity for the Dallas Cowboys. Put a name that you guys would like to place in that particular spot for the titling of this video. Because I'm coming from this belief that the Cowboys, we are in that sweet spot. Sucrose. You know, we're in that sweet spot. You know, it's one of those things where we can look at it and say, who, regardless of who it is, regardless of where they are, they got to still learn the system. And one of the most, well, the epic fail for most people is to see a person coming out of the draft and sit there and say that will be their skill set for the rest of their life. Huh? That will be their abilities for the rest of their life. That's not how the draft work. I should have said news flash. The draft do not work that way. When you get into the NFL, take all you've seen. Take all what you've seen from the collegiate level and know that on this level that is predicated upon which system you go to, the coaching philosophy, the life cyclings that change, the understanding that you no longer, you can be the alpha male where you at. Now you got to fall back a little bit because now you're trying to learn new terrain. But what people tend to do is they like to build this bubble per se. And they like to place said players in said bubble and say that will be that player's skill set. That will be that player's outcome. Because he ran a 40 at this particular speed, or in vice versa, because he ran a 4.29 or something. Oh, he's got to be this, or he got to be that. And what we like to do is we like to look at the comp part of it, right? And say, well, according to these stats, according to these numbers, comparable to such and such, he will be at this level. But I come here to tell you that nobody's seen Tom Brady, right? Nobody saw the abilities of even, I hate to use this guy, Joe Montana. Some people call him Joe Montana. You know what I'm saying? But nobody's seen it. If they do, if they would have said, okay, first #1 overall draft pick, right? Some people looked at Emmitt Smith. He's good and all, but he's still slow. No, I ain't going to pick him with the first overall pick. No, I'm not going to pick him with the second overall pick, right? Michael, the playmaker, Irvin. Yeah, he can catch all. He we like this player better, though. Sometimes it takes which system you go to. It takes the level of understanding. It takes the temperaments and these sorts of things to get you to the right directions. Coaching plays not a minor role. I believe coaching plays a major role. System, philosophy, scheme, sets ups, and things like that. So my thing is, Cowboy Nation, when we hear that charm, that let me see if I can find it. When we hear that little charm, the Dallas Cowboys select such and such, we're going to be ready for it because these are the facts. These are the facts right here. You got to allow, let me see if I can, let me know if y'all can hear it. When y'all hear this is like sweet noise to the ear, right? Y'all want me to play it again? Y'all want to play it again? Let me see if do y'all feel like when y'all hear that chime, right? Chime for your mind. Who will the Dallas Cowboys pick at the 10th pick? Oh, boy, woo, woo. They say, Law, you crazy, man. I am, man. They need to give me my checks, though. Let me play it one more time. With the 10th pick of the 2021 draft, the Dallas Cowboys select. No, I got to do it. No, because they be playing that music. With the 10th pick of the 2021 draft, the Cowboys select Kyle Pitts, tight end, Florida. And then, they play that little thing after it, Oh, my goodness, man. Oh, Joe, because the reason why my dog Italy Joe says the reason why it gives him goosebumps because this can change your franchise a little bit. You can have a different outcome. Arizi Ojulori. I hope I said his name right. Mike, appreciate you all the way from your side and your neck of the woods. Really appreciate you. Jay Lombardi, appreciate you. Or with that pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Patrick Surtain Jr. or Patrick Surtain. He's the second or third or something like that, right? but neither here nor there. Let's listen to 105.3 The Fan. They made a good topic about this, but I will say this. If you have the opportunity to put the toothpaste back into the tube, right? With the Dallas Cowboys, when they went all the way back into the past, right? Would they select who's the guy that they had to pick between? If you had the Thanos snap and you can go back into the past, would you pick Ezekiel Elliott still, or would you pick a Jalen Ramsey? Or if you go all the way back for all of the older Cowboys, would you pick the Walter Payton kid? And I'm saying kid is just how I talk because Walter Payton way older than me. Or would you pick Randy White still, right? Like what would you do if you had the ability to change the organization? Or let me use this one. What year was it? Y'all can fill me in. But instead of picking Greg Ellis, would have been like the Dallas Cowboys select Randy Moss. Would you rather have that? Let me read some of your comments because before I play this clip from 105.3 The Fan, what would you guys do? Let's start off with the top one. I said, would you pick Jalen Ramsey over Ezekiel Elliott now that you know the future, what have you? And who would you go with? Somebody said they would have picked LeBron James. With the 10th pick, Jerry picks a kicker. Joe, they better not do that. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Do it like Gilberto, man. Herrera says in 1998, the Dallas Cowboys select Randy Moss. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. Boy, if we had that, man. Woo. Look, here's how the trickle-down effect works, right? We picked we picked Reg Ellis, who was solid, by the way, solid numbers, good guy off the field and these sorts of things, even writing movies, doing a whole good thing for the Dallas area. But we wouldn't have spent 2 first-round draft picks for Joey Galloway, right? We wouldn't give Seattle all of those arsenals. Think about this. Let's say we pick Randy Moss, and then the following year, whatever that time frame were to happen, and we saw what happened with the Emmitt Smiths of the world. He started to fade a little bit, and we were able to get a Sean Alexander because he was good for a spurt, right? Not Ramsey, but Watt. Okay, all right. Okay. And I see what you're saying, Akeem. Well, who says Akeem? You saying instead of the Dallas Cowboys selecting Taco Charlton, they would selected T.J. Watt. That's a good one. I missed that one. All right, nope. Still Zeke. I see y'all. Ramsey, Moss, Kittles over Zeke. Okay, Randy Moss. Okay, hindsight is always 2020. You ain't lying, baby. Hindsight is always 2020. Let's see here. Megatron was a beast. Okay, Moss showcased Jerry that game. Okay. Talk over Watt. I'm going to hear the chime in my dreams. Chime for your mind, baby. Watt went before we picked. Oh, I see what you said. Now, y'all got to clarify with the Watts because we can be talking about 2 different Watts because I think we picked Tyron Smith over J.J. Watt, right? They was in the same draft class. Y'all educate me, man. Y'all help me out. Let me know. And would that been different? You know, you having J.J. Watt over Tyron Smith. And I can say this, man. Give me Tyron Smith. I think that was the first staple piece of the Dallas Cowboys finally recognizing and realizing that they need help on their offensive line. You know, Jay Lombardi. I'm talking about in 1998, the Thanksgiving game against the Vikings. Yeah, Moss killed us. Okay, yeah, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. Let's talk about the 10th of this year, sir. Yeah, we getting there. Constantine, we getting there. This is the slow movement right here, right? Right. T.J. Watt was picked after Taco. Yes, Italian Cowboy, he was. But what about J.J. Watt? Way in 2011, 2010-ish, right? One of those years. Good defensive end, make secondary job easier. Yeah. Tyron Smith all day, he's an anchor. Yes. So I just wanted to get a little vibe on how you guys think, on how you guys operate within the confines of your mind. Let's play this clip, and we will go into more details down the line.
Former Eagles team president Joe Banner, his quote, he said, anyone using a 1 and a tight end is convinced that he is that guy. It's playing a long shot to pick a tight end in the first round versus picking a position that is much harder to find in later rounds. So I think you have to double and triple down that you are sure, especially considering it's a double-edged sword. You're also giving up a chance to take a corner or a pass rusher or a wide receiver or any of the high number of other positions where your chances of finding a starter drop precipitously after the first round, gentlemen.
Yeah, I just think you have to be willing to get fired. I think that.
All right, appreciate you, C. So when you're talking about drafting someone and the chance of getting fired, I think that we got immunity for that because you got Jerry Wine Jones and Stephen Jones and Chris Hall, and you got Will McClay, and those guys are not going to fire themselves, especially looking at the fact that you got Jerry Wine Jones, who is the quote-unquote GM, the end-all, be-all. He decides the color of the Gatorade or Kool-Aid or Powerade that's in Texas Stadium. He said he himself determined the socks and the jocks of everybody. No decision goes above him without his recognitions to it. So my thing is you got a guy that's a wheeler and dealer of his own thoughts. So my thing is if you can convince Jerry enough, then he will pull the trigger on a Kyle Pitts or a Surtain or a what's the other kid, Caleb Farley's of the worlds, and Joe Joe Horn kid, J.C. Horn. All right, appreciate to see Burleson. Appreciate you for joining us and supporting the nation. Google finally got their stuff right. Appreciate you. $19.99 for your mind, man. Appreciate you on one of the HBOs right there. Let's listen to more what they have to say. And shout out to 105.3 The Fan, Brian Brothers, and Jeff Kavanaugh. Y'all make sure y'all check them out.
Because you can do that with a lot of different things. There was like a 3-year run there where all the first-round wide receivers were either hurt or weren't good, and it was like, oh, my goodness, should we stop doing this? And then you start finding good ones again. You go, oh, okay. And for tight end, it is one of those positions. When you just look how much they make, the NFL is telling you we don't value the tight end the same way we value receiver or corner or left tackle or quarterback or – and you can keep going. Mm-hmm. And that's what it is. It would just have to be your conviction that, look, if you had the opportunity to draft George Kittle, knowing what you know now, would you pick him at 10? Hell
yes,
yeah.
Absolutely you would.
What more can I say? You know, so like there's time jumping, right? Now when you go back into the past, you sit there and say, okay, if I can know your future. It's kind of like Doctor Strange in this movie. You guys, I know y'all watched the Avengers. To me personally, people overlook Doctor Strange, but they wouldn't have beaten or they wouldn't have had the chance and the opportunity to beat Thanos if it wasn't for Doctor Strange. Remember, he had to go through everything. He saw every possible outcome before it happened, and he said this would be the only possible outcome, and it was less than a certain percentage for it to happen. Doctor Strange was the strongest actual hero in that particular movie. He was, because he had the ability to see the future, or he had the ability to change certain outcomes or change certain pathways. But guess what? We don't have a Doctor Strange, right? We can only live in the moment that we are in. And hopefully one of these possible ways to get to this 6th Super Bowl ring would be through the outcome of this particular draft. Who we go out there and grab, who we go out there and pick, whether it be a Kyle Pitts, whether it be a Patrick Surtain, whether it be the aspect of looking at this thing and saying, okay, defense win championship. We can be explosive as all get out, but if we don't get the opportunity to stop said opposing team, we're just circling the wagon, right? So before they go into other situations, I like to bring out this point that Coach Nick Saban had to say about how he had to change his philosophy, and he had to change it 6 to 7 years ago, because if he had not changed his trend or changed his philosophy of thinking, man, they wouldn't have been winning. Alabama team would have been out on the outside looking. And although he's talking from a platform that he got offense and defense on, he got some of the better recruits, but I believe in the hearts of hearts, he is right on the money. Let's listen to what he had to say.
We have good defense. I mean, we gave up 19 points a game last year, and that was first in the SEC. 19 points a game. That's 6 points above what we think is average, which is giving up 13 points a game. And it's first in the SEC. So the game is different now. People score fast. The whole idea, like I grew up with the idea that you play good defense, you run the ball, you control vertical field position on special teams, and you're going to win. Whoever rushes the ball the most for the most yards is going to win the game. You're not going to win anything now doing that. Because the way the spread is, the way the rules are to run RPOs, the way the rules are that you can block downfield and throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, those rules have changed college football. And no huddle fastball has changed college football. So I changed my philosophy about 5 or 6 years ago. It was more than that. When Lane came here, we said we got to outscore him.
So do you guys digest what he just said? You know, we got to outscore them. We got to put money on the board. I believe in the hearts of hearts, even with the offense that we got, the strike power, the ability to score rapidly and quickly. I think that we have the longitude and latitude to score quickly. I do. But the problem is that we got to be consistent with it, and we got to stop them. We got to stop the opposing team, too. I don't want to see 30 and 40 points on the board every week on both sides of the coin. We need to figure out defense. So can anybody look at the cornerback list? Go ahead and pull out your top 5 or your top 15 on your cornerback and your quote-unquote safeties. And we will see whether or not one of those guys will be available down the line instead of just trying to sit here and say, okay, well, we get the defensive guy now with the 10th overall pick. Will one of these guys in the second and the third round, will they be able to be here to make the same impact? But in the second and the third round, in the third or the fourth round, will you find a guy that is explosive as a Kyle Pitts? Or will you find a guy that's solid as a Rashawn Slater? Or will you find a guy that is as solid as a Sewell if he drops to the 10th pick? Do you guys get what I'm saying? Akeem said he wanted Deontay Brown, the unmovable object, right? Can Xavier Woods still play? Well, the Vikings will find out there, Jerome. The Vikings will find out. Oh, you asking on behalf, because I see that you got Viking Jerome. You'll find out. I think that before I go into details of it, I think that he will match up well if they put Patrick Peterson as one of the safeties, and he will be the other safety. Maybe that influence there can help him out down the line. But let's listen to more what they have to say.
If you had the opportunity to draft Travis Kelce at 10, would you do it?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep.
Heck yeah. And you say, I can't help that we and every team in the league didn't realize how good Travis Kelce was going to be and how good George Kittle was going to be, and that we missed those. But I'm not missing this one because of that. Like, I'm not letting this opportunity go because the league has missed. Like, this is our guy. He has the ability to change the game. I mean, I couldn't imagine what happens if you put Kyle Pitts on the Cowboys. Like, I'd be in their draw.
Oh my goodness! If you put Kyle Pitts on the Cowboys, man. Oh my God. Woo! 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 But you know what the other teams would be saying?
No, God! No, God, please, no!
That's what the opposing teams would be saying. Because now, just pump your brakes a little bit before y'all say, nah, man, we need defense. Pump your brakes. Just pump them. Pump them. Go back and listen to what my dog said over there, Saban said, right? And truth be told, the trends of the high school trickles over to the college, and the trends from the college trickles down over to the pros. So these college kids, right, spread offense, hey, quick ball out, these sorts of things, scoreboard are just broken because teams are putting up more and more money on the board. Also, the aficionados, they love, like baseball, chick dig the long balls. So we know for sure that the NFL is crafted to showcase great performance on the offensive side of the ball, right? So now that we look at this, we can literally see that teams will be looking at Amari Cooper. They know you roll their coverage. You roll coverage all the time on Amari Cooper. Y'all can show me tape after tape, and you can sit there and say, well, this guy shut down Amari Cooper. This guy shut down. But look at the safety over the top. Look where he's cheating at. Look at where he lined up on the hash, right? The Cowboys, crying out loud, had to motion and do a lot of movement with Amari Cooper so that he can wiggle away and get free. 9 times out of 10, Michael Gallup is balling out and eating because he's one-on-one against your third and sometimes maybe your second cornerback. He's balling out. Now you got Lamb, who was on pace. I'm telling you guys right now, say what you want to say. Say whatever you want to say. But Amari, Cooper, and Lamb, and Gallup, it's a nightmare already. Now, my thing is, my biggest reservation with Blake Jarwin is we only seen Blake Jarwin ball the you-know-what out when it's against the Giants. And we have yet to see a long stay with Jarwin because it's still, like Ripley's Believe It or Not, we just don't know. We just don't know. But we know for sure that this kid, Kyle Pitts, he's 6'4", run like a gazelle. Hey, find a soft spot in the zone, can play inside and out, right? This kid is amazing. So I still want to hear people be like,
No, God! No, God, please, no!
we finna shoot you. We finna shoot you.
No!
Let's go.
Drawing diagrams. They'd be like, Jeff, you do realize tight ends in the first round don't usually work out, and you can find good ones or decent ones or starters later. And I go, right, shut up. Hold on, I'm drawing. And I'd start drawing. And I'd be like, who do they double? And they'd be like, Amari Cooper. And I'd be like, cool.
Cool.
All right, here's Kyle Pitts. Here's the one guy who has to cover him, and here's where he scores the touchdown on every play. And then they'd be like, all right, but what about when they help on Kyle Pitts? I'd be like, here's your number one receiver. His name's Amari Cooper, and he gets one-on-one coverage. This is amazing. It's just you're believing that the player is good enough that the trends don't matter. And that's what you're betting on. You're just betting on this is about this guy, not tight end, not salaries of tight ends. It's about that guy.
We do need to balance your gut and your eyes and your balls, really, with mathematical history, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a believer in that.
Yeah. And I think that's
Play that
one of the
devil's
things
advocate.
that I would, if it were me making that pick in the top 10, and somebody will, and I won't blame them for it because I think he's that good, I would be ready for those questions. I'd be like, yeah, my nuts are on this pick. Yeah, and I'm good with that because that's how good he is. So get ready.
Or you can do what I would just do if I was at the podium. I would just say I just drafted a 240-pound wide receiver is what I just did.
Yeah. Let's go.
I mean,
Until
drafted-
tag year comes around.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, exactly. But this guy, and I thought Jeff did a great job of explaining what you will go through. But yeah, this guy is rare. I mean, he is a weapon. When you think you have him covered, you don't. When you watch him run routes, you throw the ball near him, contested or not, red zone, short yardage, it doesn't matter.
Let me get some things straight. When you disrespect the law, everybody's for paper chasing. Let's get ready for him. He said we boring. Y'all already know. Tell paper chaser on his way out. Can you lean forward just a little bit? Just right there, right? Don't be coming out here being a detractor. And on top of that, Mark Griffin. Let's go.
I mean, this guy, he's got that rare ability to just make plays down the field. And, I feel like, though, to me, when you look at him and I watch what Dan Mullen and those guys did with him and where they lined him up and how they used him, whether it was as a wing, whether it was detached, whether it was all the way outside, there's so many things you could do with this guy. To me, if you say he's a tight end, well, I think you're doing a disservice to him. He's a tight end because he's 6'6" and 240 pounds, but he plays like a 6'6", 240-pound wide receiver is what he plays like.
He can beat you with quickness.
Yeah, that's the thing about it is his initial when he gets off, especially if you put him on the move. Imagine somebody running 4.4, 4.5 coming at you, 240.
Yeah, they're getting beat down.
30 pounds, and now you have to deal with him pushing off of you and stuff like that.
No, it's not
that's
fun.
That's where Kittle and those guys win because they know how to use their body. Young Jason Witten knew how to use his body in order to keep guys away from him.
And let me see if I got this right here. Gil Brandt, what he had to say about Kyle Pitt. Again, 6'6", 240 pounds. Pitt will be a mismatch problem for anybody who plays against him. He got great speed. He didn't say good. He can play inside or out. You guys see that? Don't just think of him as a tight end. He can also effectively function as a wide receiver. So you're looking at a weapon. Not Weapon X, but you're looking at a weapon, an undefinable weapon at that. And if this particular Kellen Moore is who we say he is, he'll figure out ways to extract all of that good stuff with him and put those good things out there and beyond. So that's what I'm like. That's what I like to see out of all of these things, Cowboy Nation. So Big J says we need Pitts. I wouldn't put it in the category as need, but I was put it in the category as a big want. You know, you want to have this guy on your team. You want to have him available to play or what have you. And, yeah, so you want to be able to have those things, but let's go with everything else. Man, they getting slapped today.
You can't cover this guy. I mean,
No,
Joe Horn.
you gotta
I keep saying Joe. J.C. Horn is the closest I've seen to covering this guy, and that was and that's because what do we talk about? J.C. Horn, he holds his rear off, you know. So I mean, that's what you got to look at.
Well, athletic size is a huge X factor across all sports,
right.
And you know, if you guys were big believers, I'd sign off on it. Can we explore, do you guys have theories why can't teams see the great tight ends in college? I mean, they're doing a pretty good job. Number 3 on the list is T.J. Hawkinson, and number 6 on the list is Noah Fant. You know, and the majority of these guys
they
are
played
taken
together too, by the way.
Yeah, at
Right.
Iowa.
Yeah.
I remember that class and you guys talking about those dudes. You know, but Gronk was a second rounder. I mean, they can find usually the guys are in the first 3 rounds. But why historically do college teams not know how to use these guys well enough to put them on display?
That's part of it.
yeah.
You know how many catches George Kittle had in his entire college career? And he played all 4 years. He had 48 catches.
Yeah.
Oh.
So when we get into that, remember in my opening statements there, we can't put players in a bubble. We can't look at players and say, okay, when they enter into the NFL pro level, that they're going to do these type of things predicated upon the previous tight end. Every tight end is different, right? Old folks say every tub must sit on his own bottom, right? Here's the situation. There's truth to that. But also, there's this thing right here. Robert Turner, I really believe in BPA all day, and that would justify, and that make all of the justifications, you know. Basically, when they say, hey, why did you draft Kyle Pitts? If there was any recourse or any kickback as far as need versus want, the quickest thing to say, instead of saying, hey, I'm gonna whip my nuts out and I'm gonna put it out on the board. No. Just say, hey, I selected the best player available. He was the best player available. When you look at tight ends, what they did in college, and you look at what they can do in the pros, remember, it's still depending on which system you go to. Case in point, Blake Jarwin, he is within the confines of this system as a vertical threat. He can stretch the field. But if the coaching staff look at Blake Jarwin and only look at him as a blocking tight end, would you value Blake Jarwin the same, right? You would look at him differently. You would say, hey, he suck. He's horrible. You know, the detriment to that is just putting a player in a certain box is crazy. Another situation would be, oh my God, who was the tight end that we drafted from San Diego State? I forgot his name just that quickly. Oh my goodness, he never lived up to the expectations. He just recently, like 2 years ago or so, was removed from this team, and he just bounced from team to team and never got a chance to an opportunity. What was his name? His name is at the tip of my tongue. Escobar. Right. Galvin Escobar. Appreciate you, man, James. Man, you own it, man. I dog it. You own it, bro. I'll give you one of these, man.
This is Sparta!
We can use all 3 of those as subject. We can use Bennett. We can use Escobar. We can talk about Rico Gathers. But I believe, just hear me out, people sully and talk bad about Escobar, but because he didn't produce, he came in a situation whereas he never got a chance to play with Tony Romo for a long extent of time. I believe that year in 2015, the last touchdown, and they kind of called it back. It was kind of crazy. He did cross the goal line. I believe that Galvin Escobar would have been the Galvin Escobar for the entire season if Tony Romo were to stay healthy, and his whole entire outcome would have been different. The way people viewed him would have been different. I think that Tony Romo would have been able to utilize his height, his frame, his ability to run in and out of routes, and I believe that the system that they tried to do with Escobar never blended well when Romo got injured. He was just like, he was a lost cause for that. Can you imagine Laurent Robinson if he never had a chance to play for the Dallas Cowboys? he probably would have never got his bag for the Jaguars, right? So sometimes it depending on the quarterback and the system that you go to that can give you the spotlight. Because I believe that Laurent Robinson, God dog it, once he went to the Jaguars, he disappeared, right? And the truth could be said with Rico Gathers. A lot of people subtly and denigrate Rico, Suave, or he was called at one point Zeus by Michael Irvin, the playmaker. But what happened with him? Change of philosophy over the weekend, basically. They said, okay, we know that you're agile. We know that you're athletic. We know that, hell, 3 years ago, you was just trying to play basketball. And 3 years before that, you didn't play football since middle school. He didn't even play high school football, in my opinion. I think, well, not in my opinion, facts there, actually. I don't think he even played high school football. But they said, hey, we want you to be more of a blocking tight end. Can you gain 5 to 10 more pounds, right? Changing the philosophy can rip you apart when you don't go into a stabilized system, when you don't go into familiar areas of the field. That's all I'm saying. So if Kyle Pitts go into a certain system and they utilize him the way he's supposed to be as a vertical threat, he can block inside, he can inline, he can be an inline route runner. You can disguise so many coverages. If they use him right, whatever system he goes to, he's going to flourish. He is. That's just the bottom line. He got that type of skill set. But if you only put him and paint him into a corner, it's going to be looking like a wasted pick. And we can use that for any of the people that we draft. Case in point, Connor Williams. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When you look at Connor, naturally, you'll say, man, this kid is a tackle. But when you force him to be something that he's not, he just don't have it. Look, short arms, not that. He's fast, one of the better feet, kick off of the stands, great, all of those things. He will be there right on time. But the problem is he just don't have the strength. I can't go buy a Honda and expect for me to haul it around and use it as what I would do for an F-150. Can it do it? Yes. It'll struggle. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It depends on how you know how to utilize your weaponry. Look, let me just use this as a case in point. And I know I'm just only using this for those who love to play Madden. Way back in the days, when you cold on those sticks, y'all let me know for all of the cold-blooded people that played John Madden back in the days. You can just say, man, auto-select my team, and I'm whooping you. Matter of fact, you can get so cold on those sticks, right, with your scheme, your philosophy, and I'm just using this as an analogy, not saying that you can do this in real life, though. just bear with me, right? You can go pick one of those arena teams and say, man, go pick the previous Super Bowl team and watch I whoop you. You know, that's how you're so confident within the confines of your system. When you know how to do your know-how, right? Let's listen to more what they had to say.
Last year he had 22 catches for 314 yards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So sometimes it's just like, wait, we want to pick how high? The guy who caught 3 balls a game? That's what we want to do there? Yeah, I think in college you have so many times that a quarterback is mobile enough to kill you. You got so many good receivers. The field's so wide open that a lot of times the tight end is an afterthought.
Facts.
I don't know because I wasn't watching when Kelsey was drafted. I don't know what he was like in college. But it is. Yes, it's a thing that you gotta snuggle up to, Gavin. You have to snuggle up to that.
Get real close.
The tight end thing, you're gonna catch some flack for it. But what I want is my team to be the 49ers or the Chiefs. Like everybody in the league has a Dalton Schultz. Most teams in the league have a Blake Jarwin. 2 teams have Kelsey and Kittle. I want to be number 3. I want to be one of the teams that you have to game plan for my tight end. Jason Witten's a Hall of Famer, but it was out routes and stop route. Like I want the mismatch guy that you stay up at night worrying about because right now in the NFL, I think there's 2 teams that have that. I want to be number 3.
Those teams have had a lot of success, and then Gronk's a little different, but
well, no, even Even in Tampa this year, Gronk was getting like 12 yards per catch.
He was.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's all these different 8-yard, 9-yard, 10-yard per catch tight ends. What if mine is one of the 15s? Holy cow, that's different.
Well, I like the idea of Pitts, but I also like using that pick on a corner or something else, an offensive lineman, and maybe finding your tight end later. What's also notable about this top 10 list is 2 players on it were not even tight ends in college. Waller was a wide receiver,
Right.
and Thomas was a quarterback
That's
who
right.
still played QB in the NFL before eventually moving to tight end.
Yeah, so it's a hit and a miss in certain factors of it. Waller is a dog, man. I like Waller's skill set. Let me do this. Yeah, I got to do that for Waller. My thing is what the Cowboys tend to do is we will look into this draft, and I think that the numbers are so spectacular for the Horn as well as for the Surtain. And I think that they're going to lean more toward the latter of sitting there saying, "No, I'm not going to go out there and grab the tight end." I believe when we hear that chime, and if he's out there and if he's available, they're going to go with the aspect of familiarity. They're going to go with the 10th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Patrick Surtain. I believe that they're going to go with that. I believe that's where they're going to aim their that's where they're going to lay their head at. That's where they're going to roll with it. And that's what I believe. And the reason being is because you got Diggs already on this team. He worked with Diggs, right? Right? And the temperaments of the fact that you got an aggressive corner similar to a J.C. Horn, but without the height, than the Jordan Lewis. Very grabby. If that's his scouting report that a lot of people look at, yeah, he's grabby. He can't coach that aggressive mentality out of it. And I'm not saying that Jordan Lewis is better than my dog J.C. Horn, but I'm trying to think like the Dallas Cowboys. I'm trying to think like Jerry and things, right? I'm trying to look at this like, okay, what would be the safest pick and what would be the easiest way to transpose that collegiate level or that college information from Alabama system over to the Dallas Cowboys, and who can work well with each other. Why not go get a guy that you're already familiar with from that system? Nick Saban, you got close bloods with the actual Jones family and ties. So why not? That's what they probably do. Is that what Law want to do? No. I'm looking at that 10th pick. I'm thinking that, hey, Horn might be anywhere in that sweet spot between 17 and maybe 20-ish range. He might be within that, unless you never know what the Eagles going to do, because they are the Eagles. They got 2 picks in the first round, and they need cornerback help, and they also need a whole bunch of other stuff. But they love to pick what player that they think that's going to go to the Cowboys. Akeem says Horn all day. Yeah, but we got to think like the Joneses. In order for us to get Horn, in my opinion, I think that somebody who's going to be looking at all of those offensive players that's dropping off the board, especially those quarterbacks, that's good for us because we're not in the quarterback market. It's good for us. We're sitting there like, yeah. And as soon as a team get antsy, they pick up their phone and say, Jerry, what's up, man? We love you, man. John Stephen Jones, what's good with you, man? We got some Johnny Walker Blue for you. Oh, I got to speak to Will. Okay, Will, what's good? Oh, I got to speak to Chris Hall. Yeah, what's good? Hey, by the way, that 10th overall draft pick, can we give you this and this? Can we give you an additional second pick, as well as you get our pick or our spot for that role right there, right? That's where I believe that might happen in this particular draft. Now, I'm with the belief BPA all day. Might as well put BPA tatted on my chest, right? You know, you might as well put it on my chest. But I don't think that the Cowboys are going to sit still. I think that there's something that's going to happen. I just believe it. Now, let's look at the aspect of this right here, Cowboy Nation. Offensive lineman. Would you guys would love to go with that angle of it and grabbing an offensive lineman with that 10th pick? Let me read some of your comments. I really appreciate each and every last one of you all for jumping in. Let me go up to Kevin Porter. Appreciate you. They saving grace for grabby cornerbacks will be its own base system. Yeah, and I agree with what you're saying. Ryan Robinson, let them quarterback go crazy in the top. I hope 5 quarterbacks go. Yeah, Ryan Robinson. Right now, if everything is projected the way it is by the 49ers moving up, it seems as if though they got their eyes set on one of the quarterbacks. 3 quarterbacks going in the first 3 picks, right? So it's equivalent to us having the top 7 pick, right? Let's see. Sertan is a lockdown corner. Reminds me of Byron Jones. Okay. All right. Johnny Walker Blue, always a lady. Yep. No offensive line. This is Oscar. Yeah, I feel what you're saying. BPA, best player available, regardless of the position. This is John blessing us with his mind there. Constantine, those 3, 10, Sewell or Slater. Give me Sewell over Slater. But let's see. Italian Cowboys, absolutely. George says, how would you feel if we go cornerback and Pitts goes to the Eagles? I think here's what I think. It will be nightmarish if the Eagles figure out a way to get a dynamic tight end with the aspect of Jalen Hurts, who they believe in, by the way. I believe that the tight end to the quarterback or the quarterback to the tight end, they will always be each other's best friend. Let me repeat, they will always be each other's best friend. Who was captain third down? Who was Troy Aikman's third down guy, right? On third, it can be third and long, John. You know, Pat Summerall, third and long. You know who Troy is going to. You know where he's going to find that soft spot. He's going to sit on it, and he's just going to be there. He's going to be open. He's going to get that third down. It wasn't the playmaker. It wasn't Alvin. It wasn't Williams. You know, it wasn't Kevin Williams, right? And I know that is what we're talking about in the 90s. We can talk about Brent Jones for Montana, right? We can go into the aspect of even pulling up Tommy Boy, Tom Brady. Who was his go-to guy on third down? Big physical target, pull the ball out of the sky, red zone, money zone, third and long. The tight end. It's very simple. I think even when you go all the way back, if 2 Cent was in here, I know he'd be in here. He's a die-hard Steelers fan. Y'all remember Heath Miller, right? And you can go back to even Tony Romo days. He had a young Jason, third down king, right? Ed was saying Big J, yeah, Novacek. Anthony says first round will be Baltimore. That'd be too rich, man, at the 10th overall draft pick. Yeah, Novacek just like Romo had Witten. Now, Jarwin could be that guy for Ryan Dakota Prescott, right? He flat out could. Funny enough, Novacek owns a ranch down the road from me. Appreciate you, Townsend. Appreciate you. Miller was a beast. Yeah, he was. And we can go back and back. Good old John Elway, he had Shay Sharp, right? You know, these tight ends are important. They are. You know, they are important to the game. They can do so many things. I'm not sitting here saying that you sell the farm for Kyle Pitts because I can make a strong argument for the cornerback as well, right? Surtain plus Diggs equals victory. Victory is mine. Victory today is mine. Yeah. I think we can look at it that way. Y'all turn me to a church guy now, you know. Tight end is a safety blanket. Yeah. Billy Joe Dupree. Billy Joe. Shout out to Billy Joe and Butch Johnson, all of those boys, man. Cowboy Nation. When we look at, let me pull this up. Because this class, I believe, Antonio Gates, yeah, he was a dog. He was a dog. You know, let me give. Antonio Gates was just next level. A lot of people didn't see him coming. It was one of those situations where you had to sit back and say, yeah, he's a dog, man. Just never could get it all the way around. Parson, Jay McDonald, the Parson situation, he's special, but the off the field stuff and of course the hazing and everything else and of course people look at the results that happen in college. A lot of people like to paint themselves in the corner with that, but he fool around, can go to a team and change a lot of things. It can just revamp a whole bunch of things. But let me do cornerbacks first. Let me pull cornerbacks up first. All right, so on this list, one of these cornerbacks, more than one, will be available for the Dallas Cowboys, like Ripley's Believe It or Not. I know you guys got your beautiful lists out there on who you think that's your CB1. Now, this is not my list, but this is a list, and there's no particular order. But this list, even within the confines of it, is predicated upon which if these teams are able to do the small things here. What are the small things, Law? What are they? Figure out which system they go to. Figure out if they can blend well with said team and what they're asking them to do. Who they already got on their particular team. Let's start off from the bottom. Israel, right? When you think of Israel, what do you think about, right? Aaron Robinson, Tria Williams, Abido. What do you think? Elijah Molden, right? You see at the bottom moving all the way. Ifutu Melifonwu, Ashante Samuel, Eric Stokes, Greg Newsom II, J.C. Horn, Patrick Surtain, Caleb Farley. All right, so we're looking at everybody on this particular list. Can any of all of these cornerbacks, or any one of them basically, can they be a benefit to your particular team? Will missing out on the first round, will one of these guys be available, in your expert opinion, in the second or the third? How far apart are these guys? Are they coachable? When they go to said team, do you believe that Joe Witt Jr., the defensive back coach, can pull them to the side and say, hey, we got Jordan Lewis, we got Anthony Brown, we got Trayvon Diggs, we got Donovan Wilson, we got Neil, he's going to be in and out of these meetings as well. We got Maurice Kennedy. We got a gang of people, but we're trying to win a Super Bowl. What can you bring to the table? Right? Because I come here to tell you guys that even within the confines of this list, there may be a guy that's not even on this list that will outshine all of these guys. It's just depending on which system they went to or go to. Right? Nobody looked at the kid C.J. Jackson that's way over there in Patriots land, right? Nobody saw him coming. There's no cornerback within the last 2 years, I believe, collectively speaking, they got more interceptions than him. Oh, it's depending on which system you go to, the productions. We can't be looking at this list and say, hey, if the Cowboys do not pick any of these guys, we're doomed. But these guys, yes, they can benefit by being on this team, but they got to find a way to fit in within this system. Now, will it be easier? Let's say, for example, on this list, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth guy on this list starting from the top, Eric Stokes. Year one, you pick Eric Stokes. He's fast. The guy can just run like butter, quick hips, smooth in his transitions. I can't even talk today. Transitions out of his stance, I meant to say. Oily hips. You got a guy that can cover dirt and ground, but you might look at him and say, okay, I need me a slot guy. I think that we would benefit by putting you inside, and we just want you to blitz for the first year. Can any one of these guys from the interior, from the slot, play better than Eric Stokes right now? Or Elijah Molden? I think you can mold him into that same role, right? Cowboy Nation. But it depends on which system you go to. Reggie need reps. Year one, would one of these guys beat out Reggie Robinson? Will these guys beat out Reggie? I forgot all about Reggie, man. Loving you is easy 'cause you're beautiful. Doot-doot-doo-doo. Reggie? Kelvin Joseph. This is from Toby, 616. We like what Kelvin Joseph can do. Shout out to Kentucky. Shout out to other teams that he played on or what have you. And his abilities and these sorts of things. Shout out to him. It could be him. I'm not going to talk about all of the extracurricular activities, right? But I do that everything is magnified times a million in Dallas land. David Wiley says Surtain will improve our defense instantly. Wouldn't Eric Stokes improve? Wouldn't AJC Horn? Don't sleep on Gregory. These guys got to be hungry. These guys got to be ready to unload and rip through this league. Lombardi, Robinson just need a chance. Oh, Reggie. We don't know. We don't know with Reggie. Shout out to you, Jay Lombardi. KZ. Oh, I forgot about KZ. Yeah, KZ. You know, kid is just fantastic. The kid is fantastic. I did something on him. Let's see if I can pull this thing up. He can backpedal. Transition is smooth. Glides, right? Speed. The objective of the game as a free safety. Keep everything in front of you. And he can give you positional flex because he can play cornerback as well. But keep everything in front of you. So speaking of that, right? Let's pull up the safety groove, right? Can any of these safeties on this list, shout out to Darius Washington, he's at the bottom of it. No particular order, right? We're not counting orders. But these are top dogs right here at safeties. Will they be able to give KZ a run for his money? Take his position? Will week one they beat out Donovan Wilson? Take his position? Or are you looking at safety to say, okay, I'm going to bring you in to learn from these guys, right? It could be just like this. The Dallas Cowboys select Richie Grant. You know, so Richie Grant, I love what he's able to do. I love his skill set, his abilities, and beyond, right? Will he give these guys a run for their money, right? Will he be able to pick up NFL defense and offense just like that? Because you got to know both sides on that safety side, right? Right? Huh? Or would Hassan be a better fit for the Dallas Cowboys? Javon Holland. Now, on this particular list, this is their order as it relates to order of importance. They got Morridge as number one, safety in this draft. They got Javon over Richie Grant, right? They got Hassan there. They got Joshua Bledsoe, who I pretty like, James Wiggins, and they got the Talanoa, I mess up this kid name all the time, Andre Cisco, Jamar Johnson. Then they got my dog over there, Richard LeCount, Tariq Thompson, Derek Forrest, and they got a Darius. That's their list, right? Let me see what you guys got over here. I love Dre and Cisco, Law. As long as he don't release the dragon, baby. BPA first round. Grant at 44. This is Jay Lombardi. I'll take that, Jay. I appreciate you. I'll take that too, appreciate you, Jay Versick. We need to use Reggie like Randy Gregory. I ain't going to go back and forth with that. Hayward is getting old, but you can still bring him in for a cup, right? A coffee. I want Jaron Reed. Jaron Reed would help out all of those guys that I'm just mentioning right here. Would help out everybody. We'll flat out help out everybody. All right, Cowboy Nation, what I like to do at this time, I'm going to open up the line for you guys to jump in and give me your thoughts. So bear with me while we go to a quick intermission, right? Just bear with me while I set that part up. I really appreciate each and every last one of you all. Y'all jam on out to some of this music. Come on. Love to know y'all thoughts. Nobody right, nobody wrong, right? Oh, I like Elijah Molden, but come on. Come on. Bear with me while I set this thing up. Appreciate you, Jay Lombardi. 499 for your mind. Shout out to you, Sheila Neal. Y'all put some fire emojis in the chat. I love seeing some fire. We family, baby, yeah. Come on. I see y'all. Let's go. Ed, what's good? Ain't no party like a Cowboy party. Ain't no party like a Cowboy party. Hey, 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 hey. Come on. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Hey. That beat so hard. I see you in your 88 Cutlass. Shout out to all of the Honda Civics out there. Y'all riding dirty right now. Come on. Come on. Cadillac DeVille. Put down where y'all from. I love knowing. Here we go. Boom. Come on. Hey. Put that fire down there, baby. Come on. There's the link in the description box. Give me enough time to set this up right quick. Yeah. Come on. Hey. Oh. Tell your mama, tell your uncle, and your sister to go over here to Law Nation channel and join. And go ahead and hit that notification bell. Woodbridge, shout out to you, man. I'm still setting it up. Hold on. Y'all give me a few seconds. I got to pin it to my groove here. Watch how that beat come in, though. Come on. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, come on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There it is. Did I pin it yet? It didn't pin. There you go. Yay. Come on. The link is in the description box. I want you to be a part of this thing. Come on. Dwayne and things, baby. I see you riding around in your whip. Hey, we on fire, baby. Y'all think I'm crunk now. Can you imagine when we get that Super Bowl ring this year? Ooh. Appreciate you. Shut down Pitts. I'm going to have to look deep into that tape again, Ed. Come on. Hey. Come on. You're live. Speak your mind, fam.
Hello?
You're live on the nation.
They just signed Reed.
Jaron Reed.
Yep.
I gotta have more than one confirmed person.
I got it from your the lawgram. Somebody just posted it.
Somebody posted it?
Yep, sir, Law.
Let me see. Anybody can confirm that we signed Jaron Reed, right?
Yep.
Cause we used to have another guy named Justin Reed, or whatever his name was, number 51.
Yep.
I said, man, we was in that playoff game, and he'll get folded up like a wallet. He'll get folded up, moved around. But I don't see nobody else confirming it, though. You know, I don't see nobody else.
I just saw it on your loggram. Somebody posted it. There's a big old thing on it.
But what you got for the show, man? So from that aspect, if we did sign Reed or what have you, how do you feel about that?
He might be a good fit.
What would you use him as?
I don't know, what, linebacker?
This from Tyrone. I think Tyrone Church, he posted that in the gram.
Yes.
I see him. I don't know. Maybe he just putting out there as a hope. You know, sometimes people have hope, you know, that we can go outside, and they trying to speak it into an existence. No, not Justin Reed from Ethan. I'm talking about this other guy. I think his name was L.A. Reed. I forgot his name. He wore 51 for the Cowboys, and he played in the game, the playoff game, and he wore number 51. And all I could see was that Reed sign getting thrown around. But it was one of those things, man.
I got another question, Law.
Talk to me.
You think KJ Wright? You think KJ Wright would be a good fit?
Shoot, I think he'll be a great fit for this team. Yeah.
You think they got the money to do it?
Because
they saying he wants too much. I don't know if that's true or not.
I don't know what he's asking for, but I can say that he's north of 30. I can say that it doesn't seem as if though he slowed down in his game. He might have lost a few steps here and there, but when I did his film assessment, I looked at everything. I think that he would benefit being on his team. Now, if we keep Sean Lee, you know how numbers go. I don't know if
he's injury prone. They didn't let him lose.
It's one of those things, man. Injuries. Yeah, it's one of those things, though. He may be injury prone, but
he still can hit.
Yeah.
I got another thing. The offense. Do you think that line needs to be tough? Because you know Dak Prescott is going to be underneath cover.
Well, Dak Prescott will need time. He will need space. But from what I heard, and shout out to everybody that's making donations right now. I really appreciate you guys that's on the Cash App as well as PayPal. I really appreciate y'all helping growing the community. But my thing is with Dak Prescott, I heard that this is from Mike McCarthy's mouth, that Tyron Smith and, of course, La'el Collins are looking in good shape, and they are showing great recoveries and these sorts of things. So it could be a situation where we looking good as it relates to the offensive lineman. But they still have to invest, and maybe in this draft, that's what they would do.
I got one more question. I'm gonna hang up.
Talk to me.
What you think about Horn and Pitts?
Horn and Pitts? Like you draft?
Yeah.
You talking about drafting both?
No. I'm talking about either or. Drafting either or.
Oh my goodness. Right now I got Pitts over Horns right now as it relates to if I'm doing BPA and the 10th pick come around, I'm picking Pitts. And
now what happens if he's not there?
If he's not there, then dog it, you painted me into a corner. I would still probably go with Horn if that's the case in the scenario. I know for sure that a lot of people like Surtain. I know a lot of people like the Slater kid. I know a lot of people love Sewell. But I'm like this, man. I can find equivalencies in the second and third round of what these cornerbacks can do because these guys are so close as it relates to their ability. But in the second round, and the third round, and the fourth, I can't make that same argument for Pitts, right? So that's my rationale. That's my way of thinking.
Will they go after Alex Smith?
You talking about as a backup quarterback?
Yeah.
They should, just bring them in for a cup of coffee. But I would like to see more of Garrett Gilbert. If they haven't preseason this year, give me Garrett. Give me Garrett again.
No
yeah.
That dude ain't no joke. I like him.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'll see you later, Law. Thank you for the show, and I love your show, and, keep it up, brother.
Anytime, fam. Salute.
That's a good call from he called himself Law Nation as well. There's nothing wrong with that, but shout out to Law Nation, Hey, it's weird looking at my name twice. Twine for your mind. But appreciate you, man, for calling in. If you go to and Miss Jessica, I saw your name and you ran off with the plug, right? She ran off with the plug. I saw Jessica's name and then she just dipped off. But to go over his point there, let me bring in Italian Cowboy. You on, and then Ed, we got you coming around the corner there. Let's not paint ourselves in a corner with this draft, but let's look at it like this. BPA, best player available, and my board, this is what I might have to do. Right before the draft, I want to do it probably a week before the draft. I'll give you guys my board. How about that? I'll give you guys, let's say, top 25 Laws board, right? And I give you guys my thoughts on players based upon my opinion, and not based upon what the team need or what have you, but just my top 25. And that way we'll be able to look at this thing from Law's point of view and not the Joneses' point of view, because we don't know. We flat out don't know. Let's listen in to Italian. The Stallion, Cowboy, baby. What's good?
Lord, can you hear me, brother?
Oh, my goodness, man. We can hear you, man.
Man, it's good, man. I'm telling you, we have some juicy picks, brother. What? I would not want. I can't believe I'm saying this year. I don't think I'd want Will McClay's job, man. Right. I mean, think about it. Like they were saying yesterday on NFL Network, like you were saying, the top three, it might be the first 5 picks are quarterbacks. They're talking about Mac Jones from Alabama now. But even if it's like the top 4 players, we got a top 6 pick. I don't know what, I'll be honest. I don't know what way I would go. Like if someone was holding a gun to my head, I guess the safest pick would be Pitts, but me, like you and I, we're defensive guys.
Yep.
But this is going to be tough this year. I mean, I still have a feeling we're going to trade back. I think, we can get some quality defense. But what I am afraid of is I do not want Pitts landing in Philadelphia, but I don't think he'll make it out of 10.
Right.
Right. But I don't know, man. I mean, I just, wanted to call and check in and tell you, I'm excited about this draft. I can't wait because, like you said, man, this is going to be wheeling and dealing. And I think Jerry Jones, he got his bucket list now. I mean, you know what I'm saying, man? He can't play now. So I don't know. I expect some wheeling and dealing. I'm excited about the season. I'm a little disappointed that we didn't bring in a bridge cornerback, Malcolm Butler. I don't know if Xavier Rhodes is still out there, somebody, but those rookie cornerbacks, man. I mean, unless they're Deion Sanders or Patrick Peterson, they don't come out right out of the gate like boom. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, plus those top tier corners did not do the 3-cone. Surtain, Horn, like that makes me a little nervous because as well as anybody that that's how fluid your hips are. That's how well you can turn around. Like I used to kill the 3-cone in high school, because I also played hockey, but I digress. That's another story.
Right.
Right. But anyway, let me just throw this in so you can get somebody else out there. My sleeper, for safety is I love Andre Cisco. Everybody, I'm sure only his mama calls him Andre. Every brother I ever met named Andre, I call him Dre.
Dre.
So, Dre Cisco, man. I'm telling you, like he didn't do his pro day because, I don't know, he hurt himself a little bit like that. But that kid with a little bit of coaching, like last year, everybody laughed at me about Winfield. It wasn't even in the top 5. How did he make out? Yeah. Right. But all right, man. Let someone else get in. I just wanted to give you my 2 cents, show you my love, all that good stuff. Everybody in the family, love you all, and God bless. And I'll be typing away, man.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, take care, Law.
Godspeed, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. My assessment on Cisco, as long as he don't release the dragon, he's okay, right? He led the nation at one point in turnovers, takeaways, and things like that. And he had this injury bug that hit him across the face. And one can argue and say, well, the ball was thrown right to him. That's why, Law, same thing that people are saying with KZ, right? And I've seen people, I never seen somebody so far in the middle of the road with Cisco. Either they say, man, he's trash, he's garbage, he suck, or they look at Cisco like, hey, man, this guy can really do some things. They look at the positive aspect. And if you can just politely slide them in slowly, then you can probably do some things. And I got to put this on y'all mental. You got to look at it like this. When they get to the NFL, please allow these coaches to put their hands on them, to show them, so that they can pick up the system. I'm going to go back and say this once again. Richard Sherman, was he a first-round draft pick? Brandon Browner, was he a first-round draft pick? Cam. Chancellor, was he a first-round draft pick? And I'm not trying to use those guys because it's Legion of Boom, but what I'm saying is that allow these coaches to implement their system and import what they can bring out of them or pull or extract out of them. Ed, what's good with you, fam?
What's up, Law?
Oh, it's your world, man.
How you doing today?
Everything is great, man. I'm just
What's
taking
up,
it one day at a
Cowboy
time.
Nation?
Yeah. What's
Hey,
good?
so we talking about the draft today.
Mm-hmm.
So at pick 10, I think if Kyle Pitts is there, I think we got to get him. And I don't know how bad Caleb Farley's back is, but you have to look at the NFL like this. All the players in the NFL are the best players out of college.
Mm-hmm.
So the wide receivers are running 4.3s these days.
Facts.
And, 4.4, 4.5 don't cut it on the outside if you want a true lockdown cornerback. So
Okay.
Caleb Farley, if his back ain't too bad, he's running like a low 4.3, high 4.2 with the size. You got to get him if his back ain't messed up. But I think him and Kyle Pitts is the only 2 players that you take at 10. Everybody else is not a top 10 player. You got to trade back and build up the second round picks because you get a lot of you steal in the second round.
Oh, so what I'm getting, what you saying, Ed, is that you take the calculated risk. You take the fact that you didn't get a chance to see Caleb Farley last year, but based upon when he was able to play, his instincts, his speed, his size, his measurables. You say I can work out everything else, but I can't work out speed, right? I can't work instincts. I can't work playmaking ability. I can probably teach him to be a little bit more physical as relates to being a press man. But in this particular scheme, you don't have to play press, right? So I feel what you're saying. If he's not there, then you parlay some picks, and maybe just maybe you trade back a little bit, and you can still pick up a J.C. Horn, but you're snatching another second-round draft pick. I see where you're coming from. I feel you.
Oh, yeah.
I got no rebuttal to that.
Melifonwu, for real, is going to surprise everybody in the NFL. Him and Calvin Joseph. Calvin Joseph, when he played Alabama for Kentucky, he shut down Devontae Smith. The only player that I've watched and highlights that can shut down Devontae Smith was Calvin Joseph. And the only player I ever seen shut down Kyle Pitts was in 2019. Nasruddin held him to 40 yards, 44 yards.
Right.
Nasruddin, he batted the ball down twice against Pitts. Pretty much shut him down. He got 44 yards, and that was when Nasruddin wasn't even covered.
What game that was? What game that was? So I can go.
2019, Florida versus Florida State.
Florida, hold on. Florida versus Florida State, 2019. I got that tape too. I'm gonna pull that one up and I'm gonna review it. 2019 game.
Yeah, check it out.
And
and if we can get Nasruddin in the third round, it's a steal because, like you just said, man, who was the third down go-to guys? It's the tight end. And we have nobody on the field that can cover a tight end besides Jalen Smith. I would say would be the best player that if they lined him up like in a man position instead of playing him in zone, that he has the speed and the size to kind of hold down the tight end, but not really.
Well, Reddy Red on my chat, he got a rebuttal. He says that Horn shut down Pitts too.
Yeah, he might have. I didn't see that.
He might have slowed him down, right? Yeah. It seems as though sometimes you can rise up to the occasion. But go ahead.
Yeah, I hope that J. Ron Curse, I hope they play him on tight ends because he looks like he's got a nice size and speed to play tight ends.
Right.
But we really need to stop the tight ends. We really need a big, strong safety like Cam Chancellor. And I think Nasruddin is like Darwin James and Cam Chancellor. And I think that we can get a steal on him. Hopefully, I hope he don't go into, if we can build some second-round picks up, we can get Melifonwu. We can get Jabril Cox.
Right.
We can get Nasruddin, in the second round, you know what I mean? And we got 2 third-round picks. There's a lot of good players. There's a lot of good defensive players in this draft. They just have to hit the right one. You can have 15 first-round picks, but if you don't pick the right ones, them picks are worth nothing.
Facts on
you can have 15 first-round picks and have 2 second-round picks, and you get more out of the 2 second-round picks than you can 15 first-rounders. Because if you don't pick right, and that's what scares me about Dallas. Their drafting is getting crazy nowadays. They get a good player here and there, but they don't get the best player.
Yeah, I see exactly what you're saying with that one. Yeah, I feel exactly what you're saying with that.
It seems like they just can't hit.
It's difficult, man, but I think that they really hit on Diggs and they really hit on the Lamb kid. I still have a cause to pause with Gallimore because I want to see more of him. They didn't start him pretty much until the latter part of the season last year. So it's a big question mark. But be honest, he showed us something. He showed us something, but then he didn't show a level of consistency because his hamstrings got locked up on him. But it takes 3 years to do a true evaluation of draft picks, and our 2017 class is gone, right? Pretty much to shambles.
Right.
So we'll be seeing, and we'll be sitting back looking and waiting to see what these guys can do. But out of this safety class, everybody pulling out Richie Grant, everybody's pointing out Morridge, Holland, and all of those boards. Nasruddin, you like Nasruddin. Hell, it could be James Wiggins. He could be the guy that showcased everything, and everybody like, who? What the world? This James Wiggins. He could be him. It could be so many things that can happen in draft. It's just crazy like that.
Right. Yeah, Diggs was a good steal. But
Yeah.
you know, Diggs is faster on the field. I don't know if he
Right.
has a faster 40 time than Surtain,
Mm-hmm.
but Diggs was like the number one cornerback at Alabama when him and Surtain played together. So if that goes to show you, and you know, Diggs did come around and later in the season, but still, man, them 4-3 receivers are still getting behind him. But he is playing. His technique is getting a lot better, and I really like Diggs. I think he's good. I just think that you have to line him up on the right matchup.
But let me tell you this
like
though. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this with Diggs though. The best thing that can happen for Diggs, if KZ he's that top safety, and if he can cover some grass, and Diggs gonna get on you, he's gonna cover you. My thing is, if you got that top safety that can really cover some grass and help him out, and he can get a little bit more physical, I think that will benefit the Dallas Cowboys far and far in what we thinking. You know, it's just that couple of those plays, couple of those plays, they left some interceptions on the field with what's this guy named not Xavier Woods, but the other guy. He's at the tip of my tongue from Boise State. God dog it, he's at the tip of my tongue. Y'all help me out. What's his name from last year?
Who, Wilson?
No, not Wilson. Because they struggled. They didn't want to put Wilson in there. I forgot his name just that quick from Boise.
Oh, man. I don't, man. Boise State.
Last year. Oh, yeah, Darian. I think Darian Thompson. He's from Boise, right? The Darian Thompson and Xavier Woods experiment, it was just crazy. Yeah. Appreciate y'all. I had a brain freeze. Darian Thompson, DT. And he just couldn't cover grass.
I do like what Dallas is doing, man. They're starting to get big players with speed that can tackle. They're starting to realize that they need players that know how to tackle football players.
Facts.
And that pickup with J. Ron Kurz that's showing me that they're getting big players with size that can tackle a running back.
He can tackle. He can be good against the run, but everything else, please don't put that brother out in space. Yeah. Please, and Worley too,
just maybe he's pretty good on tight ends, but that's about it. That's it. Tight end. He can't cover no wide receiver, but he can cover a tight end and he can help with the run game.
Yeah, because he run that 4.62. Yeah.
Hey, Nasruddin can cover like bigger wide receivers that don't have like the small, there's two types of receivers in the league. Actually, three. There's a small Tyreek Hill type receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the Amari Cooper around 6'1", that's got real good route running receiver, like a shifty mid-sized receiver. Then you have the big receiver that just don't have the speed but can beat you with his size.
Right.
And Trayvon Diggs he's the player that he can lock down the bigger wide receivers that don't have like the quick speed, and he's okay with the mid-range wide receivers. But we still need a good slot cornerback for the smaller wide receivers. And that boy Kerry Vincent, if we can get him in the third round too, the boy from LSU, he runs a 4.3 and he's got some shaky hips on him.
Whew. Yeah.
Shaky hips.
Man, Ed, man, you got some good scouting report, man. I really appreciate you, man. What else you got for the show before I let you go?
I'm gonna stay online, you know what I mean? Just listen to the show. Let somebody else hop on, man. Let's go Cowboys, man. I just hope they get this defense right.
Yes, indeed, man. For all the callers, man, let me give y'all one of these wars of alarm here. But I appreciate you for jumping in.
This is Sparta!
Yeah, anytime. Good call from Ed, man. Good call from him. The link is in the description box on my YouTube page if you need to jump in and spit your mind, if you got any rebuttal to what Ed had to say. My thing is, and also on the Telegram app, I believe that you guys should be, that's the operative word, hear me through there. Put prayers together for Michael. He lost one of his loved ones there. Hope all is well with you and your family. It is what it is, Cowboy Nation. We got to continue to find ways to grow this thing, to develop this thing, and look into the aspect of everything. Tyrone, man, you posted in the community chat that that we signed Jaron Reed. Where did you get that from, Tyrone? Or you got any clarifications on that? Any clarity on that, Tyrone? I'm looking for your comment there. I really appreciate you for jumping in. And maybe you might got an ear to the ground on some things, man. Let me see what you got. Tyrone, he's one of the good supporters of this channel, man. Been supporting this channel for a long time, right? Let's see. He might have an inside plug because a lot of times people do have inside knowledge, man. A lot of times people know players, just like the Malik Hooker. It was reported that, hey, he had a great visit. He said he wanted to have time to think about everything. And somebody hit me up saying, hey, Law, he going to sign Monday, you know. I was sitting there like, well, reports are saying that he don't have a contract. How he's going to sign Monday? But some people know. Like they could be like second cousin to Malik Hooker or could be first cousin to Jaron Reed. So it's one of those things that a lot of people can have a situation where they the inside plug and they probably be withholding stuff, right? But hit me up in the community, man, and we'll figure things out. We will figure things out. I would take Reed over KJ. You talking about KJ Wright, right? Hell yeah, I was built from the inside out. Reed is a little younger too. Hell yeah, I'll take Jaron Reed over KJ. In a heartbeat. And a cocaine crack-headed heartbeat. Let me see. I have said, have they signed? Oh, okay. Oh, you were asking. Okay, I feel you, fam. Oh, so you was asking the question. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Cowboy Nation. Give the link about a couple of more minutes here. If not, we're going to have to bounce. I saw Miss Jessica. She jumped in and out. Hope all is well with you, Jessica. We got about a couple more minutes before I wrap the show up, but I really appreciate everybody for jumping in, whether it be my Telegram, Logram, I'm just trying to give it a new name there, or it's on the, let me just copy this right quick. Y'all bear with me. So y'all can be a part of the community there. We got all type of information. This is a 24-hour chat. It never closes, and all your information stays there, right? Yeah, I'm gathering all the information like Facebook, right? So I'm just playing. But shout out to Facebook, by the way, for the stars and everybody who contribute with the stars. Y'all will be also entered into a new drawing. And also that community link there, when you guys join, it looks like, let me show y'all what it looked like over there and how people are there. And I embrace objectivity. I really, 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 really do. I love people to have their independent thoughts, and this is what it looks like. So we got people like I talked about earlier today, new numbers. Jake, he's going to wear 44. I don't know what Francis is going to wear. Brent Urban, he's going to be 95. It's like a curse number at this point. Everybody who wears 95, they only here for a cup of coffee. Basham, he's going to wear 98. Carlos going to wear 91. We haven't seen a defensive player with number 91 in a long time. A quiz, who was the last defensive player to wear number 91 for the Dallas Cowboys? We got all types of stuff here that we post along in this chat here. The Vikings aren't done. They're signing Cowboys safety Xavier Woods. Maybe, just maybe, he'll give them 100%, right? Shout out to Xavier Woods for landing on his feet, though. See how this community goes, man? This community growing, baby. And that's where I originally had that video there, playing there. We got people. We got emojis. I'm thinking that, like, if this thing continue to grow, man, it's unbelievable, man. Y'all can drop all types of stuff, man. We got articles. I even dropped a full video there. We got some things in this thing, in this community. And all you got to do is click the link on there, and you can join, And I try to get to all y'all questionings there. But it's one of those things, Cowboys. Look, he just posted this right here. Somebody just posted something else. And that's what I like to see, the community growing and these sorts of things. I even got my admins that's on my YouTube, my Facebook page. They would be the same admins there, so they know how to keep things in the right directions. Let me see if anybody got that questioning right. Who was the last defensive player to wear number 91 on the Dallas Cowboys team? Let's see. Shout out to you, Dwayne. Appreciate you for joining the channel. Appreciate you. LP Lattiser, Deshaun Watson is trying to call the Panthers. Okay. Nobody got that answer. Let me read this answer over here. And bam. Let's see. Who was the last defensive guy to wear number 91 for the Dallas Cowboys? I need to have my Jeopardy music, right? Let me see if I can get some music for y'all. Let me see. Here we go. I'm looking. I'm reading. Appreciate y'all. Diggs ran the 4.40 combine. Diggs okay. He got decent speed. Let me see if anybody got it right. There's Lawgram on Facebook. It's the gram, baby. Leon Led wore 79. Who was the last defensive player to wear 91? Yeah. He wore for 17. Chad Hennings, yeah. LP Lattiser wore the heck out of that number. Randy Wright was 54, yeah. Randy was picked instead of Walter Payton, right? Chad wore number 95. Come on. Tony Tolbert. Y'all everywhere with this, man. I love how this beat come in. Come on. All right, Cowboy Nation. Let me see if anybody waiting over here in the studios. Nobody's waiting in the studios. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. My name is Law Nation. It was a wonderful show this Saturday. I hope that you guys can spend time with your loved ones. Be there for them. Shout out to those who subscribed to this channel. Shout out to those who wanted to subscribe but didn't subscribe, right? Or couldn't subscribe. But it's all good. Hit that notification bell. Tell your friend, neighbor, foe where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk and beyond. Also, Cowboy Nation, yeah, Charles Haley didn't wear number 91, by the way. Tony Tolbert wore number 92. Who was the last defensive player to wear number 91? All right. Uh-oh. We got some people, man. I got Miss Jessica and I got Uncle Charles that finna jump in right quick. Y'all bless me with the channel, man. Bless me with something. What's good, lady?
Hey, Lau, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine like wine. What's good with you?
Nothing much. I was waiting. My auntie came by and asked me to bring her to the store.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to, you know how you yak the cord and about to wrap stuff up. You know, if this was the club, I'd be turning the lights on and everything. But I'm glad you are able to bless me with your presence this day, because I love talking to my Cowboys family. Y'all do something special to me, believe it or not. Y'all help me out. But go ahead. What you got for the show?
Well, like I was saying, that we need those guys to come in and be beast mode. And add more flavor to the team that we need, that depth that we need and we was looking for, and that we get the guys we need in draft to add more to the. I seen that they saying that we're favored to get Pitts. So I was like, well, if we don't get him, because everybody on every channel I done been on, Law, they saying that they team gonna get pissed. I mean, you got the Ravens, you got the Red Washington no name team, all these different people that they gonna get him. And I'm like, well, Lord, everybody wants every player that the Cowboys want to go get. But it is what it is. If we're gonna get who we're gonna get, then everybody else gonna get who they gonna get. We can't see it yet, but God already know who gonna go where.
Yeah.
And we just waiting for the big show, for it to come forth and manifest in our realm.
Oh yeah.
In the earthly realm.
That's what I'm talking
that's all I have to have. But as you always say, man, you got to work for it.
You got to work for it. You got to put your mind and heart and soul and sinew for it. Yes, indeed, Miss Jessica. I really appreciate you for your love and adulation for the channel. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Let me give her one of these right here. And for all of those other teams that's trying to go get our guy, we're going to go, let's slap them up out the way. All right, let me bring in one of the infamous. I'm talking about this guy always give us some clarity to life, clarity to football, and he take real life experiences and he put it out there so everybody can digest these good things that he's about to say. Uncle Charles, what's good?
What's up, man? What's going on, Lord?
It's your world, babe.
Man, it is great to be alive and blessed by the Lord.
Yeah.
And man, because so much stuff going on out here. People doing these mass shootings. We need to stay prayed up, bro.
Amen to that one. Yeah. Yeah. Amen
so
to that one.
I know you trying to get out there. I know you got family business to tend to, so I'm going to make this real quick. We talking about Pitts. If Pitts is sitting there, that would not be a bad pick. But if Devontae Smith or Jalen Waller or the offensive lineman from Northwestern is sitting there, I think we need to seriously look at him too. But really, I really don't care who they sign. I really don't care who they sign right now. My thing is the draft. Now, I am sick and tired, Cowboy Nation, of being bullied by the NFL. I'm tired of being bullied by the NFC East. I'm tired of being the brunt of everybody's joke. You can't even walk out the house with your hat and your Dallas Cowboys shirt on because you're ashamed of how the organization is running. So, well, we signed that. So what? You supposed to sign. So you ain't doing us no favor.
Right.
You're supposed to sign that young brother.
Yeah.
We are being bullied too low. And I'm going to say this in close. I was bullied just like the Cowboys been bullied for the last couple of years. Yeah, my mom used to tell me all the time, when you leave out the house, don't leave out of here without 50 cents in your pocket and some fresh drawers on. But yet still, I went to school and I got bullied by this guy. He was real bigger than me, named Curtis Nicholson. He took my lunch money. Man, I would go home and eat all my dinner because I wanted to eat lunch. And then one day my mom said, son, what's wrong with you? I said, nothing. She said, I know my children. What's going on? You eat lunch at school? I said, no, ma'am. She said, well, who taking your lunch money? I said, the young man at school, he took my lunch money. He said, you go in the room, I'm going to tell your dad. My dad said, come in here, man. And I went in there and he said, your mama told me that some guy at the thing taking your school, they're taking your lunch money. I said, yes, sir. He said, why are you letting him take your lunch money? I said, Dad, he real tough. He real strong. He real strong. I'm scared of him. He said, now look, son, who am I to you? I said, you my daddy. Well, who are you to me? I said, I'm your son. He said, now I want you to go back up to that school and I want you to get your money back. He said, what else is going on? I said, he took my shoes. He said, he took your shoes too? He said, well, son, you got to go back and get that stuff. You can't let a bully you like that. Right. He said, now what you got to wear to school tomorrow? I said, some pantaloons and some flip-flops. He said, well, you can't put the flip-flops on because your toes going to be dragging the ground. Right. Now, I want you to go back and get those things back. I went to school the next day. And all of a sudden, I didn't see him all day. And the bell rang. And I started going home. He said, hey, man, come here. I want that lunch money. I said, man, I can't give you my lunch money. You already took my shoes. My daddy is going to whoop me if I don't come back with my lunch money. He said, I'm going to take it anyway. And I started running. He started coming in behind. And all of a sudden, I thought about what my daddy said. I am tired of being hungry, and I'm tired of running. And I turned around, and I headed straight forward. And before I know that, I blacked out, and I had him in a headlock. And he said, before I know that, when I came to my senses, He said, let me go, let me go. I said, I can't let you go like Aretha Franklin on the highway with a pink Cadillac. And that's how you deal with a bullet. That's how you deal with a bullet. And the same thing with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
We are sick and tired, Cowboy Nation, of dealing with being the butt of everybody's joke. The time is now, and this is our year. Go Cowboys, and I love you, Lord.
Man, I love you, man. Hey, that's a strong testament, man, to everybody. Face your fears and face your bullies, man. Approach them head to head, man. Man, that was a good analogy, Uncle Charles. I really appreciate you, man. We love you for those storylines, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed. My goodness, man. We all been faced with that type of situation, and looking at his storyline and understanding that in life we all face with trials, tribulations, and things like that. But you got to face them. You know, one of the things that a lot of times people look at people and they say, hey, this person is short in stature. This person stutters when he speaks. This person is not the brightest of the brightest. But see, when we take it biblically, right, he take the most that's unqualified and he make them qualified, right? Moses, short and stuttered, right? Couldn't really talk the talk like he's supposed to. He said, I'm short, I stutter when I speak, but God himself said, man, who made your mouth, right? So we got to look at life in general, that we should fear no man, right? We should fear nobody that's walking on this planet, and understand that our strength come from above, baby. That's why we can get on this platform and speak our truths and speak our minds. That's why I fear no man that's walking on this earth, because I know who my Father is, right? And I know what is in store for me, that no man can take it away. So I love Uncle Charles' story, man, his testament, and the way he just put everything where it's tangible enough for we can touch it. And we can walk around this thing boldly, just like the Dallas Cowboys should know that just because we didn't win or we didn't do this, that we should fold because everybody is talking about the Dallas Cowboys. No, 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 no. Let's walk around and let us be who we should be on top of everything. And let's go. Let's get this thing going the best way possible. Let us maintain and stay on top and be on top, Cowboy Nation. My name is Law Nation. You guys been listening in to this channel for a long time. I always say the prize fighter continue to swing even when he's down, right? And then a lot of time, a lot of people like to look at where you are at now, but they don't know where you're going, right? You know, they don't know where you're going. They can try to predict, but they just don't know. Some things that are in store for you, man, you just don't know. It can be like tomorrow. And the next day, you guys can get a phone call that would change your life for the positive for it. You know, you guys can get an unbelievable opportunity by Wednesday. Man, it's just how life is. People think that where you at now, man, a lot of times people waiting on what? The biggest thing right now, collectively speaking, the stimulus check, right? Somebody's going to get their stimulus check, and the government might say, okay, we want to give you this money to help aid, but you're going to look at that situation like, man, now this money I can turn around and invest in my own business, or I can buy a better camera for my equipment for my YouTube video, or I can invest this and to buy my school books for college and take that information and propel myself to finish out the school, get a big time job. See, it's the small things, it's the little things, right? Or they might take that $1,400 and just sit there and say to themselves, I'm going to put a little bit of this money to the side so I can see the mighty Dallas Cowboys. You know, put that money to the side so I can see the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, baby. That's how crazy this thing can be. Let's continue to grind and shine. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Turn me up. Where we at? Yeah. Let me see some fire emojis in the chat box, baby. Shout out to everybody that stayed the entire video. One for each finger. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. And I already know you in the heart of the hearts. You still out there in Philly? You
See, he ain't scared of no bully. You ain't scared of no bully. I recall one for each finger said, man, he drive his truck around boldly with Cowboys apparel, making everybody in Philly land mad and angry and upset. Oh, my goodness. Y'all, shout out to one for each finger. Appreciate you for the donation. He gave me the 20 dub over here, baby. Lord, this is a proven year. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Turn me up. You right. Shout out to you, Sheila Neal. Shout out to you, KD. Shout out to you, William. Appreciate you, Jay Bursey. Shout out to you, Sadiqua. Charles, appreciate you. Hey, y'all write this down. Please write this down. Sow it into the fabrics of your mind. This, you don't have to even like the Cowboys to have this in your heart and soul. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you hold all other things tawdry and cheap for it, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all terror of God or man for it, if you would simply, just simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, with faith, hope and confidence and stern pertinacity, and neither cold poverty or famish or fame or sickness or body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want. If dogged and grim and besieged and besetted with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation, oh yes, you can get it. I'm saying this because I'm telling you from life experience. When I was sleeping out of my car, I didn't know where I was going to be at in 10 years from now, huh? But look at it. And guess what? Newsflash, it wasn't me. It wasn't me that got me to this point. It was the man from above. But I had to put it in my mind, my heart, my soul, and my sinew. I had people saying that, hey, I wish I was you. Man, didn't know that I was sleeping out of the back of a car. Let that sink into your mind. The Cowboys can be the exact same way. Didn't know that these boys right here on this 2021 team can lift up that Lombardi trophy. If all of the guys can think and be on the same page, if they all have a goal in mind, if they all have the right thoughts and they put them together, baby, nothing is impossible. Let's continue to grind, Cowboy Nation. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. Turn me up, baby. Let me see those fire emojis, baby. Yeah, let's continue to grind, baby. Let's go. As soon as I find my music button. Come on. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. It's possible, baby. I'm possible, right? Yeah. Come on. Y'all tell them. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. Come on. Appreciate y'all. Let's go. Hey. $9 for your mind, baby. Shout out to you. Ready, Red. One for each fingers. Yes. Jay Hughes in the house. Shout out to everybody, man. Appreciate everybody that's really just with this thing, man. Thank those who subscribe. Thank those who shared this content. Really do appreciate each and every last one of you all. Let's continue. Y'all already know how this day goes. This is the cool down moment, but we grinding out though, right? With my fire, blow it out. Yo, come on. Bruce, what's good, fam? Here y'all go. Hey, hey, Come on. Italy Joe. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, Jay Black. Jay Black. Jay Black. Yeah. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. That look pretty right there. Ooh. I can't wait till I see that many Super Bowls to the right of me like that. Or to the left. To the right, to the left. Let's go. Yeah. Come on.
Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on bling and she ice. Freeze, photo, please.
Stan, you the man. Shout out to the Facebook group. Lewis, let's go.
Hit the door and the doorman just whole team here, might need some.
Go.
Still young, but I move like a new deal to my lawyer. If you're down in my management, I'm just warming up a way till I old producer saw the numbers one. Different colors in my baggy light. Chalk it up, talk of the town where you're talking up. Wanna get you a ring and you tough enough.
This episode will be also loaded, located on the Law Nation page. Let's go.
Now I move up and move humble cause the hate and the jealousy. My mama telling me count up your blessings and run it up. Nowadays nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on bling and she ice. Freeze, photo.
Rena, I see you. Gutierrez. Italy Joe. Let's go. Come on.
I game on layaway. I got paid to play today. I get paid to stay away. I get paid on rainy days. I might make it rain today. I got paid off pain today. Thought it'd take the pain away. In my own lane, finger roll. I would never sell my only soul. Heard your whole team was for sale. Heard it's on the market for the low. Who the realest, we might never know. All this acting, you gon' play a role. Give you the world when they sign you up. Try you out and then they line you up. Ooh. Now you're looking hungry, ribs are touching, need some food. Now you're all on live acting surprised, but you was fooled. Boy, get out the way, it's been a day, now you're old news. Now you got the pen and pad, you're trying to take my moves. Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on bling and she ice. Freeze, photo, please, no photos. G's, no, please, no photos. Nowadays, nothing really excites me.
Yeah, let's go.
Nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on bling and she ice. Freeze, photo, please, no photos. G's, no, please, no photos.
Yeah, let's go. Let's freeze. Let's go get that 6th ring, baby. That's all the time that we have for this beautiful moment. Y'all be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this thing. Let's go. We out.